Hey there, it's Brittany, and I frequently put pictures in my bead group of what's on my bead table or inspiration, and I haven't done a video using that stuff lately, so I'm going to show you what I've recently put in my bead group. I'll show you the pictures right now. And then here is the tray I put everything in, and then I have some baggies of beads that are not on the tray. So I'm going to kind of show you everything, and then by inspiration means I don't know if I'm going to make one piece or if I'm going to make 10 pieces, but I want to make something with these items. And it was funny because everybody in the group, or not everybody, but a couple people in the group were like, oh, that's beautiful, but where's the turquoise? I'm like, okay, it's not the only, I actually surprisingly wear the color turquoise probably less frequently than any other color besides like red. I don't wear red very often, but I just because I don't have like turquoise colored clothing that it goes with, and sometimes I'll wear it with black, but most of the time my stuff is like metals. So anyway, that's neither here nor there, but I put together this awesome tray of just yummy goodness because I was super inspired by a strand. Actually, I was inspired by these beads that I just filmed the other day. These are from Tucson. It's actually a necklace, but I'm going to take it apart for not seed beads, but for spacer beads. And then I received some Lapis beads recently from Anne Marie. And I don't know if these are them or if they were a different set. I think these are them, because I know these are labeled as from her. But I was just like, wouldn't those little spacers look fantastic between my new Lapis beads? And they would, because there is gold or that flash of, I think it's pyrite, inside of the Lapis. I was just like, oh my gosh, that would look so good. So then I was like, you know what? I don't ever get a chance to look at my Lapis. Like, what do I have? And I surprisingly had more than I thought because I just don't really buy it. But it comes in kits relatively often from either Sam's Bead Box or Bargain Bead Box. I've gotten some in hauls just here and there. It's not something I set out to buy usually because even though I love blue, it's just not the blue I normally tend to gravitate towards. And Lapis can be a little bit more expensive. So sometimes I'll buy just a little bit of it. But it's Lapis's time to shine on my channel because I want to create like almost like a collection, which is what I used to do when I sold jewelry. I would pull out a bunch of beads and see what I could create from everything. So that's kind of what I want to do. Here the collection will be for me, but that's okay because I love blue and I actually do wear this color blue quite often. So if I have 5 or 10 pieces in my stash or my jewelry collection, I'm going to be ecstatic. So I want to make a collection using these beads. Or you know what, maybe we'll make one thing. I don't know if I will film just maybe one thing and then show you finished jewelry at the end of whenever I'm finished creating. I don't think this is just going to be a one-time thing for this tray, or if I'll film everything. I don't know how that's going to go. We'll see how it works out. Now the only thing that I really pulled out that wasn't blue were these Java beads, or these gooseberries. I just really liked how the black went with the blue, and it's an old fashion rule that you can't mix black and blue. I actually recently found out why, and it's just silly and arbitrary. So I am going to say I like black with blue, and I think I've actually done black with blue before. So if you don't, that's great. You don't have to do it. But anyway, I'm just going to kind of take you through some of the things that are in here. Like I said, this is just spacer beads. We have some gooseberries. I did get them out in some blue as well. A bunch of different metals. I really wanted to focus more on brass and antique brass, and I didn't really pull out any copper. I think there's one copper button in here, but it was just because it was in the baggie with this gold button. I did get out just a minimal amount of some silver spacers. I got out a handmade pendant that I made, some Lapis pendants. I actually found the perfect check glass flowers in my stash. Isn't that cool? And they came in 2 different sizes. And then these, I was just actually going through one of my other drawers and I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. A few pendants. This one, actually, now that I have it under bright lights, is gold. I thought it was silver when I pulled it out, and I don't know if that's just because of the patina or whatever, but I love it. This is the one that has a slight bit of turquoise in it. It's like the only thing. And then I brought out a bunch of brass because I just love that stamped brass. Look with the, it's just very old world with the lapis, I feel like. I got out some seed beads in case I need them. They're not really lapis, but they have the same quality. And then some duo, super duos. I just love the range of different blues of lapis. So this one's a brighter one, and these are just less bright. Some pendants. I don't know if that's Egyptian, African, or maybe Indian, but maybe from Pakistan. I don't know. Afghanistan. Who knows? Some beautiful artisan, old vintagey beads, handmade probably. Bunch of these that were just perfect. Some other pendants and large focals. So as you can see, I just really made an inspo board so I'm not up and down, up and down, up and down looking for things. And I could just kind of pull like from like say a bead buffet or a bead charcuterie board. That's what I call them. But this actually was one of my main inspirations besides the spacers and the lapis from Anne Marie. So I'm definitely going to be making a necklace using this, but I'm thinking I'm going to make several necklaces and a few bracelets. I might make a pair of earrings, but I'm not going to wear them, so I probably won't. Like, I know you guys love seeing earrings, but if it's something for myself, I usually won't do it because I'm not going to wear them. These are really cute. These would actually be super cute if I glued them onto a stud and used them as earrings. And then some more brass. So, and then of course I have lapis beads throughout here. So I know it's a mess, but I think it's a really, like, that's my brain. Here's all the other lapis that I brought in. It's organized enough for my brain and for me to function with it. So I'm gonna just kind of post how I feel. I don't know if it's not gonna all be one video, I don't think, because I just want to do more than that, and sometimes I feel rushed if I'm videoing myself. So I might post the first video here, and then maybe a month later I'll post another one. I don't know, but like I said, once in a while I'm going to start doing these things. And I do have a couple of these boards to where I can have several of these going at a time, and I think that'll feed my creativity too. So I'm just trying to get creative again. I've been kind of burned out, and I think this will help. So I'm really excited about it, and stay tuned for what's next. Okay, so I just took a few minutes really to lay out some quick designs and that I can go off of. So I took some pictures. So far I have a quick outline of a necklace here, a necklace here, a necklace here, and a necklace here. And then also have an idea for a bracelet. I'll probably want a matching bracelet for this necklace. And then I have another item planned up here with these beads and that pendant, and possibly a necklace with, a bracelet with this charm. And I also have some crystals, some crystal quartz that I want to work into some of these projects. So that's like 5 or 6 things just from playing around for a few moments. So I'm super excited. I'm going to do one piece in this video, and then I'll decide if I'm going to video the others or if I'll just do them on my own and show you a finished video later. So let me clean these up and we'll get started on the piece for this video. All right, so here's the necklace I decided to work on today, and it's gonna feature the lapis beads I received from Anne Marie and some others from my stash. I got these in 2020. They were in that huge gemstone haul. Not 100% sure where these larger ones came from. And then we just have some African brass, some just regular brass from, I think, probably Lori. And I already put this pendant and the fairy together, or the goddess. I don't really know which one she is, but I thought it was really cool. I will have to open this back up though, because I'm gonna hang it below pendant here. Another thing I could do is make it a 2-strand necklace and hang this on its own and then hang this above it, but I kind of want them connected. I did end up using my bead reamer to make the hole on this a little bit bigger because it was a hard sell getting that jump ring through. So I gotta make a mark where I'd like my hole to go for the pendant. I'm gonna find a pen or a marker or something. All right, I have a random marker. I don't even know if this will mark. Let's see. Oh, it will. So I'm just gonna try and find the center of this. I don't know that it's 100% symmetrical. It is what it is. So I'd like that to hang right about there. I think that's good enough. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's going to be moving around. And then I want to make some dots up here because this is how we'll connect it to the necklace. And I don't know if I want it to be over there or up here. I kind of want it to be up here. There we go. And then I just have my tool that makes a hole. Now I'm not quite sure what hole size this is. I probably should measure it. Almost looks a little bit bigger than 1 millimeter. But I've seen on Amazon they sell like whole kits in different sizes, or they sell them by the piece. I think I saw like 5 or 6 of them for $60, and then I see them usually for $11 to $12 each. So I'm just going to put that right there, and hopefully this will work. There we go. A little bit of elbow grease there. So we have a hole in the middle. You just kind of got to work it back and forth to get it off the piece that cuts, and watch where these go. You don't want to get those in your eyeballs. There we go. Okay, so those are a little off, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna open this back up and try and get it on the pendant, the other pendant. Like 3 pendants on this necklace. I might just have to take this one out and use a new one because I did kind of mess it up a little bit to get it to close. Yeah, I'm just going to start fresh because it's a little mangled. I have one over here. Okay. Now this is the tricky part. It's still not like the perfect size to go through my lapis pendant, but we'll get it to work. We'll just kind of finagle it. There we go. And then we'll put on our little goddess. I'll wipe off some of that schmutz. Put that on there, and I'll close it, and then I'll move it so the goddess is laying a little bit more flat on the pendant. And then I'm going to try and move the ends of that jump ring into the lapis, but we'll see if that works. I might have to, oh no, I put the goddess on backwards. We have mistakes. We have mistakes, and we just fix them and move on. Okay. There we go. Close that back up. And then I'm going to try it, like I said, and wiggle that closed piece into the stone, but I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if it'll go through the goddess. Okay, there we go. There we go. So the goddess doesn't sit very well. I'm just gonna like kind of push it down, and thankful that this brass is kind of malleable enough to where I can get it to lay flat. So there's our pendant. I think it's stunning, gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful. And then I am going to get some jump rings and crimp onto the jump rings because I don't want to see the crimp, like the bead stringing wire around that hole. So I'm just seeing if I can get a larger gauge jump ring that's kind of small. Yeah, these are good size. And then I also have some wire guards so it looks more finished, because I just feel like this is a nicer, like all of my necklaces are nice, but I just feel like I want this one to look a little bit more high end and more finished and polished, even though it's just going to me. But I deserve high-end things, right? Oh, it was already open and I just opened it more. So we're going to have to put that in its own thing. So I am going to put 2 of these jump rings on our pendant. And those aren't any fancy wire guards. I just got them from Amazon in a pack of a bunch of different like crimp beads, crimp tubes, wire guards, and clamshells. And they come in handy when I need them. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, before I even string on the beads, I'm going to string onto my pendant. Oops. All right. So I'm going to take this and put the wire guard around it and feed my wire through. Might not be able to see because of my hands. It would help if I put a crimp bead on there. So I just did all that and didn't put the crimp bead on. So we'll get that taken off. Okay. So we have our little piece here. I'm just going to kind of move these a little bit closer together. There we go. And I'm going to crimp. Make sure that those wires aren't crossed. And turn. Move up your pliers. There we go. And then I am going to string. So my pattern started with a star cut lapis or English cut lapis. And then I also want to use these really ornate bead caps. I think these came from Chelsea's Beads. Almost positive on that. And I don't trim the, you can absolutely trim the wire after the crimp bead, but I don't, because sometimes it just looks funky. That piece of wire is not really helping you with anything, but I think it looks better with it going into a couple beads. Okay. And we're going to use this guy. And I'm going to trim my wire after that guy. So I just want to make sure that I love the bead cap. And then I'm going to go in with an African bead. And then up the back, I'm going to do these round cut beads and some of these spacers I got in Tucson. So I just want to make sure that I like this. Yeah, I do. I really like that. Although I'm not 100% sure that I'm sold on the bead cap, I do want something like that. I don't know if that's the bead cap I want. So I'm going to check my stash just to make sure there isn't something close, but not exactly the same. Okay, so I tried a couple other things, and it just turns out that this isn't going to work with this design. It's not really as intricate as our pendant, our fairy, or our goddess, and it's just got a different feel to it. I actually ended up adding just another set of the larger lapis and the bead caps, and I really like how that looks. And then I will go into my my rounds. So I'm going to open those up, and our spacers. And I want to use these. They're a little bit more uniform than these little rondelles, but they're not as cylindrical as these, or as elongated as these. So perfect middle ground. I'm just gonna keep grabbing this one to cut. Snip that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna pile them on until I think it's the length I want it to be, and I'll go from there. They're almost like seed beads, but they're brass. Gotta cut my nails. They're too long for making jewelry. These rounds and these brass beads are what really inspired me to pull out all of this lapis, and I think I'm going to do that every once in a while. Just pull out a color palette that I really like, and to get me to use some beads. Kind of wish I had another one of these goddesses so I could make a matching bracelet, but I'll have to go see what I have. So I'm going to clamp here just because I don't know how long I want this necklace yet. So just grab a bead clamp and put it on so I don't lose my work, and so I don't have to crimp right now. But that's what it looks like so far with our little pendant. Yeah, that's going to be cute. I'm going to do the other side and I'll be back. Okay, so this is going to be a relatively shorter necklace. It's not going to be below my chest. So I think this is perfect. I am just going to put I think a regular clasp, like a lobster, on this, but let me just check my clasps just to make sure there isn't something else I really like. Okay, so I really like these. They're not right. They're a little bit darker than the rest of the brass in the necklace, but this will be in the back, and it kind of echoes the scroll work with the bead caps and my fancy goddess. So I will need, I think I'm just gonna string right on to the clasps and not some jump rings. So this is the right side. Grab a crimp bead, slide that on. This is the same on both sides, so it doesn't really matter. You can see my necklace is loosey-goosey. It's not really like going anywhere. I'm not crimping it in a straight line. Okay, squeeze that in and close it up. All right, I'll trim this side and I'll go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. At the end of this, I want to have like a stack of bracelets that'll match, you know, not only just one necklace, but because I'll be making several necklaces, but I can wear in a stack. So I might make a bracelet really quickly to go with this. Okay, so here is our beautiful necklace. I haven't done anything like this in a long time. Isn't that gorgeous? So the inspiration was right here, and then we moved into our beautiful scrolly beads and our fantastic pendant. Isn't that beautiful? I am so happy with this necklace, and I can't wait to wear it. I definitely wear this color blue quite a bit, so I'm super excited about it. And then it looks like this. I gotta be careful with that because if it becomes too open, the brass will slip off and then I'll lose my pendant. I might put some E6000 inside of the Lapis pendant and then, or slide that in and then put some E6000 in there so it doesn't move. But I also want this necklace to have some movement, so we'll see. If it starts becoming a problem, I'll end up doing that. Isn't that gorgeous? Let me know what you think. Let's make a bracelet real quick. I have some of these left. I could just make like a cute little gemstone stacker, but I also have these and I kind of want to put one on a bracelet, although I feel like it's a little sharp and I need a needle to get the stretch cord through there. Let's see. These are like dyed jade, but they're the right color. No, I don't like those. I have some dolomite. Oh, I have some bigger lapis, although I highly doubt. Yeah, I highly doubt this is actual lapis because it says it on the bag, but it looks more like dolomite to me because it's got sparkles in it, and some of them, and then or just dyed jade. So I think that'll be fun. 1mm stretch cord. And I have some beads. Really, the only thing I need this needle for is to get it through here. There's some gook in there. So I'm going to do this. This is a very thick stretch cord, but it's okay. I want it to stand up to this sharper-ish bead. There we go. Make sure you don't include this part of in the bracelet because it will break on you. And I'm just going to put a bunch of beads on. I am not putting any spacers on this one, just because I feel like the focal is definitely enough. And I think it matches perfectly with our necklace. And I have one left that I can either use on this project or a different one. Or with this, with these beads or a different one. One more bead. I'm making it a little bit longer because of that awkward shape of the focal. And then we're going to stretch, stretch, stretch. Pre-stretch that cord. Make a knot. And then we'll glue our knot. I actually made that pretty big, but if I don't like it, I'll restring it. I frequently change the sizes of my bracelets sometimes. Like, I think I explained this in my live the other day. I have an inflammation issue, and some days like my bracelets are too small, some days are just like a bead too small, and some days they're like way too big, and I don't like bracelets that go like all the way up my arm, so I'll change them, no problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and snip the tails and slide that knot into my bead. There's some stuff in the way in there, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna need to find my bead ringer. And I should have done this before I closed it, because I don't really want to hurt my, see, like I don't want to sand my cord. That cord is not going to fit through my jade beads or whatever this is. All right, there we go. Perfect size. That is so fun, and it looks great with our well, my new necklace. If I know where I put my, oh, here it is. Looks great with my new necklace, and I'm super excited. Now we've got two things finished out of my bead charcuterie. And I'll be back. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for Goldie. Let me know what you think, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye. Hi, cutie. Hi. He's so cute. Yeah. Hey.